from this data which is collected from the people, constantly we are learning something. Now, customer feedback surveys to the from the McDonald's, or the customer feedback from the taxi services, or any other in general in the college or in the market, or the trend, that if they want to know the trend about the preference of your food. Nowadays, even in the airlines, they ask you the new option is there: veg, non-veg, vegan, diabetes. Are you diabetic or not? So that is also one of the options provided in that list of menus. So constantly this information helps us, and it's the data is being collected. The data collection is nothing but it's how we gather the information. Now you have seen here the various ways that are being used to collect the information. One was observation, one was feedback form, one was online feedback. The tool was given. One was they were interviewing, they were the people, and then they were collecting. When I started with the Mentimeter, I just noted down, and I didn't ask you, but I provided you the option. So that was one of the ways of collecting the or gathering the information from you, because I wanted to know your choice. Okay, so that is the way we gather the information. Constantly, it is happening in your day-to-day life. If you are keen and if you are very good observant, you will see to that how the information is constantly being collected. Even the Amazon is in there. Online apps, jitne bhi aap, how many, the number of apps that you are using, they are constantly asking this feedback. And why do they need this information? Why do we collect the data? And why do these companies, or why the teachers, or why the various people in the various field like to collect the data? Because it helps to solve the problems. Now, the problems may be related now. The company like Ola, where they are no one you can see their offices there or something is there, but still they want to solve the issues if the customers are facing, because they are the service providers. So to solve certain problems, okay, to make various decisions. Now, for example, if the students are carrying what we say, the mobile phone even in the computer lab, or wherever the area in the area they are how to prohibit the students to not to carry the mobile when they are entering the computer field. So these are the simple things to make decision. Now, for example, if I have collected the data related to ice cream flavors, now if I come to know that the maximum people are interested in the chocolate flavor, the manufacturing company will take the decision that I should have a more maximum production of chocolate flavor than the vanilla or strawberry or blackcurrant or whatever it may be. So accordingly, you will see when if you just go in the shop, and if you just see that fridge and open it, you will find the maximum boxes are of chocolates, followed by the vanilla, and followed by the rest of the colors, flavors. Because the choice in the market, or that is a trend, and the people are more interested in these flavors than the other flavors. So it helps to take the decision even through the market company, even to the manufacturing company, maybe shoe company, maybe cloth company. Nowadays, the size of the cloth, size of your t-shirt, maybe small, extra small, large, extra large, double XL, triple XL, whatever. So they are seeing the trend, the maximum number of obesity is increasing in the metro cities like that. Then accordingly, you will find in the shop also you will find such type of clothes and made available. So demand and supply is constantly happening. So to make decisions, to know what people think, what is their way of, what is their inclination, what is their way of selection, how do they think, how do they proceed. So that is the reason, that is one of the reasons to know what people think. And lastly, to improve. Now, for example, you are seeing every year you are seeing the new launches in your mobile, in the TV or in the electronics. Every time you see the new features are being added, because they have already collected the information from you. Maybe a Microsoft MS software is also there. Constantly you will see there are more add-on features when the next series comes, because they are constantly improvising. Whatever the feedback, if they have got a negative feedback, they will see to that negative feedback will be rectified, and next time you will get a better service. Maybe it's a taxi company, maybe it's a mobile company, maybe it's a cloth company or a shoes company, whatever it may be. wherever they are, whichever field if they are working, and if they get the feedback from the data that has been collected, what do? They try to improve it and they try to rectify the errors whatever they are happened before, and they will see to that if you are giving the negative feedback for a particular driver, they will see to that this driver will not get the more customers next time, or probably they may ask that driver also ki, how was the even the customer. So in both ways they are studying and they may provide you accordingly. So they also have our data, and even they are collecting the data from both the sides. So this is the way they try to improve, and they collect the data from you, collect the info constantly. They are collecting the information from you. Now this is the data. This is the two dots, very much famous, and veg non-veg. Now how this veg non-veg trend is being studied all the states in India. Now this is the percentage of population of eats vegetarian food only and non-vegetarian food only. So now the supply company, the veg and non-veg supply, those who are giving the products, maybe Maggie. Okay, it's vegetarian available in veg format also, non-veg format also. So maximum vegetarian Maggie or masala Maggie will go in which states, and which will not go in which will go less in which states. So accordingly they may study, and many ways all these manufacturing companies who are doing veg and non-veg production, they will realize that what is the demand and where to supply max which kind of food. So this is the way they are collected the data, and they are now analyzing after analysis they are learning that what is the decision to be taken, okay, and what are the people's trends about the veg and non-veg. So this is the way the data is collected, and then it is the survey has been done, and then it is given to the people and or the companies or people, and they understand कि कहाँ पे क्या बेचना चाहिए, कहाँ पे क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, और कैसे बिहेव करना चाहिए. Okay, so maximum 56% vegetarian in Rajasthan, and you can see on the east or northeast side, you will see the maximum non-vegetarians, that is more than 95%. You can see the states like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, maximum people are non-vegetarians. Of course, जो available है वही लोग खाएंगे. So that's the reason you can find that the maximum non-vegetarians or people are towards the coastal area. So this is the way the foods are made available in the market, demand and supply again, and this is all demand and supply is the information gathered from me. So अभी जो junk food ज़्यादा outlets है, you can see there are more outlets of junk food because what is the trend? So according to the trend, the more the demand is there, and so the supply is happening. So these are so we have seen few of the methods of data collection, but these are not the only methods of data collection. We will see how the data is collected. Okay, what is the way of collecting the information? So there are certain methods of data collection. Now, first and foremost thing, that is survey. That means as a first question that I asked you, which flavor you like the most. So I have done the survey. So that was a simple plain survey. I asked you to give your preferences, and if I want the kind of food that you prefer. So I asked you to rate your favorite food and all those things. Similarly, rate your favorite social media app. So this is the way I have gathered the information from you, that is known as the survey. Or even that short video that you have seen about the new launch of the milk packets, and use that was also kind of survey कि लोगों को क्या ज़्यादा पसंद है, कैसे पसंद है, what are the ways that they think, okay, how did they compare it, जो पहले गाढ़ा था अभी नहीं गाढ़ा है, all those things are there. The second way is to conduct the interview, that is a face-to-face interactions. Now every time it's not possible to design the questionnaire and so distribute to the people or something like that, or you may not have the numbers with them. So what do? You just go on asking the interviews. Simple interviews, face-to-face interaction, and you just note down its record. You just record it down and you note down, and then you start working on it, and then you start giving your feedback on it, or you gather that information and you use for the good purpose for it. So interviews may be like interviewing friends about your exam stress, or maybe the films that they watch, or whatever you feel like. You may not have this systematic questionnaire or something like the tools that I already showed, or something rating scale, something these are not with you, then you just go on asking the interview face to face and collect the information. The interviews are being collected now. All you can see the social media people, जहाँ पे भी कुछ wherever you mishap happened or क्यों हुआ इसका, ये अगर ये पुल की दुर्घटना हुई है, what आपको क्यों लगता है ऐसे हो रहा है ये, so they go on interviewing the question, and they don't know to whom they are interacting. The third is the observation. You watch how many students, for example, your principal may be there or your supervisor may be there, and they see that how many, whether the students read notice board properly or not. Okay, so this is the just observation. So you are constant under the surveillance. Nowadays CCTV is there, and that is also kind of method of data collecting the data. कितने students को रोज पढ़ते हैं. I don't know whether you are reading at rush numbers and just attend the lectures and go away, or you may not attend, or you may just go in the canteen and go. So how many of you students read this notice board carefully or diligently, or just have a look over it? That is also kind of observations done by your supervisors and your professors or your principals, whomsoever is there, or made in charge for that, and that is also being noted down. The next is experiments. Now sometimes your teachers, they see to that your performance is not good in particular academic activity, okay, a particular subject maybe. So what do? They design one model for you in a different way, not traditional lecture method way. They design your model and then see, they observe your performance. After that, test is being conducted on that particular module, and then they record your results. So sometimes they try and record the results. They try out something using the experimental method, and then they record it down, and this is the way the data is collected. And then they say that there is a tremendous improvement among the students, or there is a decline of the students are not performing good, or they may identify that this is the area where they are having lots of issues or something like that. Then there are focus groups, interviews, group discussions on college cafeteria food. So some few students are being asked some few questions, and they try to solve the problems. The sixth method is the using existing data. Now every time you do not have to go personally and collect the data, but now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is like you are the primary source. Primary person, you are directly asking the participants and give the information. But sometimes you not necessarily, whatever the existing data available, they can be considered as the secondary sources, and you can also analyze and find out what are the various ways we can use this information for better performance. So the government records are there related census, tax, or maybe other security information. The researchers, that academicians go with the research publications and research data repositories, like there are lots of links are there, websites are there which are helping the researchers to get the more information. Then financial statements are there with the government, and that or maybe of institution, which help them to estimate about the budgets and all those things. So there are such type of reports, sales reports, the deal feedback report, the retailer feedback report, the customer personal information, name, address, age, and contact information. For example, your Aadhaar card, it's full of the existing data is there. So based on your Aadhaar card, everything is there on your Aadhaar card. That's why nowadays it has become the proof. Earlier were the days where they used to have the proof of your residence as a ration card, but now ration card has changed to Aadhaar card, and that is considered as a valid data. So these are the secondary sources. Some educational institutions being approached, the internet is, or your Google is always there to help you. So these are the existing data, and the way I have collected the images of the vegetarian and non-vegetarian already available on the internet. I did not have to gather the information other than that, because maximum work has been done. Only thing you have to, the authentic information you have to verify from which source you are getting, whether it's a government's website or any other website or any fakely generated website, you don't know. So that only authenticity you need to check before the using of the existing data. So let us understand the meaning of tools and how the data is collected. Now, the meaning of tool is the way we collect the data, how we collect the data. For example, the teachers are there, the various professionals are there. They have various tools to use to collect the data. The doctors use their stethoscope, their BP machine, and BP machine, and some of the other objects the other tools are the tools they may have to collect the data. These are the tools of a painter, and they collect the data. The data is not collected, but these tools are used. The tools of teacher like achievement tests, the report cards, the progress cards, your attendance sheets, all those things are there. The data is being collected. The tools of mason like these are the various ways they are using for constructing any or building any construction or wall or something like that. The tools of plumbers are there. The tools of carpenter. So this is the way SSR used to even collect the data. As I told you, how the data is being collected. So data, the basically tools are nothing for the researcher or for surveyor. How the surveyors or researchers or the people from this particular field collect the data. So they use the questionnaires or quiz, that is, they ask the people questions, written or online. The interview schedule is there, one-to-one conversation there, and the responses are recorded down. The observation schedule is there where the people watch and record what they want to or what they intend to record it down. Then they have checklists. Now checklist is like a list of specific actions, observations or requirements that are either present or absent. So it is only two-way. Now for example, there is a difference between the questionnaire and the checklist. This questionnaire has a 5-point scale. As I already told you that it may have a question and answer kind of thing, and options are being made. But in the checklist, there are only two options, yes or no. So questionnaire may have multiple choice questions or open-ended questions also. Then there could be the opinionaires, attitude tests, and the opinionaires, the very first Mentimeter, the which flavors you of ice cream that you like. So it was an opinionaire. You have given your opinion about that you like this flavor, that one. So that shows that gives the, so some options are made available and you are being asked to give your opinion. Sometimes some issues are there where the people are asked to give their opinion, and opinion is created specially for this. Sometimes in psychologists or some students or some teachers, they create attitude skills, maybe attitude towards education, attitude towards a particular trait that may have, the attitude towards a particular profession, or sometimes aptitudes are also being checked, whether your aptitude is for technology or arts or performing arts, whatever. So these are the ways, these are the tools that are used to collect the data. The inventories are there where the sometimes intangible items like personality traits, the interests, the characteristics or properties. So for that, inventories are used. And focus group, the small group discussion is there, and the data is collected. So these are the various, more than this, the tools are there, but I have listed a few of them. And these are the various tools and various, this is the way the researchers and the surveyors collect the data. They collect the data, they analyze the data, and then they interpret the results. Only collection data is not sufficient. How you need to do the analysis on that data, and then that information is provided back to the, and or probably the action is required to be taken whatever the data is collected from the people. Okay, so these are some samples or some of the how the questionnaires look. So this is the way. This is the student questionnaire or transition planning, or something like that, health and wellness survey questionnaire. So there are questions and there are options, there are questions and there are options, and the information is just collected from you. This is the interview question. There is now whenever interview schedule is there, it is systematically prepared. It's not haphazardly prepared. For example, if you go for a job and interviews are taken, and the typical questions are asked to each interviewee, and then they judge you. Okay, haphazardly anything is not asked, and then you are being tested, or you are being the more subject related questions are being asked, and then your responses are recorded down, and then you are being, then the action is taken. Sometimes the observation schedule like rubrics are prepared, and then the one who is observing is just recording it down, whether the student have completed their work or not, or you may decide for yourself, student work is done correctly. So this is just this is one kind of rubric is there, and such type of observation schedule can also be prepared by the researcher. The checklist is there as there are only present or absent, whether the things is there or not there. So now this is the kitchen safety checklist is there. So do you have smoke detector location in the kitchen? Yes or no? Are the appliances, plugs and cards in good condition? Yes, sir. So the things are only such things are being asked whether they are present or not present. Okay. Sometimes the students are asked to rate their lecturer. Okay, now this is the rating scale or it's a rating scale only, where the lecturer, you want to know whether knows the subject, whether you are supposed to give in this 5-point scale. Strongly agree, uncertain, disagree, not decide. Makes unreasonable demands, has poor communication skills, knows how to teach, can explain difficult concepts in some simple terms, is hard to approach. So these are the ways some things are identified to the left side. And then you are, as a student, you are supposed to rate your teacher or your lecturer or your professor on these 4-5 pointers. Now here the responses are fixed, they are easy to quantify. Quantifying using that means if you for example, knows the subject matter, and if you tick on strongly agree, then I will quantify it into 5. Okay. Now lots of the Google forms that are available, they do this job also for you on your behalf, and you have to just sort it out in the Excel sheet. That is also done very simple nowadays. Surveys are or such data collection process are being become very simple. If you have the numbers of your contact numbers of people, and if you can use the Google form, that has also become very easy. Then there are inventories, reading interest inventory, then particular hobby is there, that interest inventory. Many inventories are there, some personality traits are there, where you prepare such inventory and you can distribute it and you can get the information. So all these efforts are to gather the information about the people and for on which you have to take the action. Now this is a focus group kind of things are there. The discussion for a particular topic is initiated, in-depth quantitative feedback is recorded. Now here there are two types, quantitative, that means the number, everything is being quantified. The numbers are given, 5 rating scale में 5 number is given. If you are rated low, then 1 number is given. Yes, 1, no, 0. Such type of quantification is done, and then the feedback is recorded, the mean is calculated, the average is calculated. Then used in marketing, media, and discussion of controversial topics also. So focus group is also one of the tools, and which is nowadays it is used for various other studies also. The problem with data collection is that the people may lie, not necessarily. For 5 questions, answers to 5 questions. 5 they don't use, something like that. So that data is missing, and sometimes they overrate, sometimes they underrate, and the data can be distorted. It doesn't give the accurate answers or accurate. You cannot take the decision based on such the responses of overrating or underrating or undecided. And many times it takes time to collect the data, to get the information, because you need to prepare these tools very systematically. It's not that the tools just mere man mein question aaya aur leave diya. It's not that. They should be properly validated from the experts. The reliability coefficient is also calculated systematically or scientifically. Nowadays, online calculators are also available to make the tool reliable. Sometimes if you use the standardized tool or reliable tool, then there is no problem. But if you are preparing the tool, if you are preparing any question, then see to that, is it aligning with your aim, and is it going with you whatever you want to intend to do. So show it to the experts, show it to the 2-3 experts. They may give you feedback, and then then start collecting the data. Just on your own way, just don't collect the gather the information and prepare the questions or whatever the rating scale. Don't prepare on your own. It is a systematic and scientific process for preparing even the tool also, data collection tool also. When you go in the proper research field, you will realize that each tool is really important for any researcher, because that is ultimately helping you to draw the inferences. That tool, if it is not valid and reliable, then whatever the inferences that you are drawing, that will just misguide the other public. So you have to be very careful while choosing the tool, whether it's valid or reliable. That also you have to check. Now let us move ahead to these pictures. Now first is here that background side, you can see the grains are there and the few grains are held in the hand. I'll come back to these pictures later on, but this is nothing but from the sack of these grains, few grains are lifted. Now that is nothing but whenever we usually go in the shop, we see to that what is the quality of this grain, whether it's a wheat or rice or any lentils. You just hold it in the hand and then leave it back, and you come to know its texture, its quality, its superiority, whatever it may be there. You just judge based on this few grains that are in your hand, and that is nothing but the method of sampling. Okay, what is sampling? It is a choosing or selecting a few people or few objects or few things to represent the whole group. Now sampling means it is the representation. Basically, the few grains in your hand representing the entire population. You do not have to check each and every grain in that sack. Only few in your hand gives the direction, or gives you idea what kind of this wheat must be there. Okay, what must be its quality, how it's its texture, everything you can judge just looking at its few grains. So similarly, it is representing the whole group, and you are selecting few of them. So surveys are being conducted, or whenever the data collection is there, the surveyor do not go to each and every person in your area. The film that you have seen regarding that milk product, they didn't select each and every person in their area, in that particular area. Only few of them are chosen, and they are considered as a representative for the whole group. Okay, so that is nothing but the sampling. So sampling is, in simple terms, it is the representation of whole group. How? By choosing or selecting few people. So now we will study more about the sampling, and sampling is also one of the important steps in the information whenever you want to collect the data or the information about the group. So why sampling is there? Because sampling, it's not possible to go each and every person. It saves the times and effort. We can't ask each and everyone. It is a time consuming, otherwise it will be. And for a fair and just selection, you randomly choose some people, and if they are the representing the whole group, then you are doing the justice in the selection process also. You are not biased, you are not partial. You are just catching some people and go on asking the question. The way the media people go and start interviewing, the way you discuss with your friends and go randomly, you select anybody from your college and go on asking about the exam stress. You don't know that person also. You may be junior, you may be senior, whatever it may be. You don't go and ask each and every student, or your professors also might be doing the same thing. They catch few students in the school, in the college, and they ask, tell me how is the canteen service? Okay, tell me what about the discipline in the whole what is your perception about the discipline in our college and in other colleges, whatever, or what about the teaching learning interactions happening in the various classes, or maybe for the programs. How do you find a particular one? So this is all randomly they are selecting the students and not biased for choosing the student. So still, since it's not asking each and every person, so that is why sampling is required, because it gives the good results if done rightly. Fine. So this is the sampling process is required, because it gives, if it is done fairly, without any biasness, and with the few people that you feel that they are appropriate, or randomly, then it saves your time and effort, and it gives the good results. So that's why sampling is required. And in simple terms, the sampling is the process of selecting samples or observations to provide an adequate description and inferences of the population. That is from the entire, they are part of you only, they are not something different or some aliens or something like that. They are part of you only, but few of them are selected. Also, few of them are chosen randomly to answer your questions, to answer your whatever you are intending to do, survey or whatever it may be, whatever the kind of research that you are doing. So here they are just few, they are just representing the whole group. But the results that are drawn from this sample, from this group, they are applicable to the whole population, the whole entire target population. But this is the important process of selecting the observation to provide an adequate description and inferences of the population. So from everyone the data is not collected, but the data which is collected from few people, the results that are coming from these few people are applied to the whole population. Abhi aapne jo beginning mein you are given the flavors that you like, I got the maximum answer as chocolate, then I will provide this information or I will use this data for the entire population, or mera ice cream production jo bhi hoga, I will see to that I will have the more chocolate ice creams in the market. So this is the way from the sample the whole target population is being judged. Fine. So this is the way. So this is the meaning of sample. Now there are types of sampling. Okay, as I told you, it is a systematic way. Sampling is also again a scientific process, and it is a systematic way. Now simple random sampling here. Anybody the previous figure that yeah, this is nothing but a simple random sampling. I don't know anybody, and I am choosing anybody. Okay, from this whole population, I am choosing few of them, and they are representing my, they are serving my purpose, and they are representing the whole population. So that is nothing but a simple random sampling. There is no other way of twisting or something like that. From whole population, just anybody. It may be जैसे आपने वो interview देखा, the film देखी जिस जहाँ पे I'll just show you that where that video that you just saw, that video that they have selected anybody. It was a layman, it was a student, it was a fruit seller, it was a common man, maybe a job salaried person, job employed person. So they got the students. So anybody they wanted. It's not that only few people that are solving his problem. No, anybody. So that is a simple random sampling. There is a systematic sampling. That means every second. Now here you can see every third person is chosen. This is first, 1 to third, 1 to third, 1 to third, third. So this is also randomly, but it is in a systematic way. Now here, suppose there are 1,000 employees in my company. So every 10th employee will be selected. 10th, 20th, 30th, 58th. The employee code, based on that, I will choose it randomly. There is a randomization, but there is a systematically I am choosing, because I just wanted to know. I don't know who is the 10th employee, who is the 20th employee, who is the 30th employee. But from the 1,000, if I want to select few people, I will choose this way also. The systematically, I will choose this sample. And there is also stratified sample. As I told you, if there are 1,000 employees in my company, I will segregate them into strata. The boys, men and women, and from men and women, I will select few. Maybe I may have a 600 men and 400 women. So if I want a representation, I will see to that out of 100, 40 will be female and 60 will be male. In that way, I will choose the sample. But again, random. Here, randomness is constant. Here, there is no targeting of people or a particular group or something like that. But I have just initially, to make my work more simplified and I want better representation, I have segregated the employees into male and female, and I have seen that the number of employees out of 1,000, there are 600 male and 400 female, and I will see to that 10% of it, that 40 females and 60 males will be covered. So that is my way of I have made the strata. So that is the stratified sampling, and these three samples. And then we come to the convenience sampling. Now, as I told you, random sampling is not every time possible. So conveniently, I will choose the sample and I will get the information. If I want the students from colleges in Bandra, okay. So conveniently, I will go to these colleges where they are placed in Bandra only. Okay, not any students. I just want to focus जो भी मेरे बैंड्रा में जितने भी colleges हैं मैं उन colleges में जाके collect the information. So that is the conveniently I am selecting the sample. And there is also known as a snowball sampling. Now the snowball is that I know only, suppose in my class there are only Northeast students. I don't know. I don't have time to go to Northeast India. Maybe Manipur. I don't have time to go to Manipur. But there is one student or maybe two students from Manipur or maybe Kashmir. But physically I cannot go and collect them. So what I will tell these two students, okay, go and all your friends who belong to Manipur, tell them to give the information. Then I will create one chain and I will ask them collect the information from जितने भी आपको मणिपुर से मालूम है उनसे give information. I need only the data from Manipur students. That is my target. So that is the snowball sampling. So I know only two. I don't know in many. I cannot approach also many because they are not accessible. But I am using these people and it's like a snowball. The sample goes on increasing. So that is why it is known as the snowball sample. And the first three samples that you have seen, they are the probability sampling. Now, probability means each and every person has equal chance of getting selected. That is the probability sampling. While the rest two are the non-probability sampling. That means I have some intention. I am choosing only the students from Bandra who are representing only Bandra and not the other suburbs in Mumbai. So that is why the conveniently I am doing it, and here also I have some particular group in my mind and I am choosing those only. So that's why they are the non-probability sampling. So today we have seen so let us recap whatever we have done. Data is nothing but the information, and the tools that how we collect the data at sampling is the representation. So with this, I finished my presentation for the data collection and tools for data collection. And we have also seen lots of tools and we have also seen the types of sampling. So the conclusion that research is everywhere, in games, in colleges, in trains, hotels, shops, in our day-to-day life. Okay, I have given a number of examples also. So ask the right people with the right tools, you will get the good answers. So each one of you can be mini researcher. And my best wishes to all the students. This data information literacy program will help you to widen your horizons. And if you read more, if you understand it more in a very in a better manner, it is the research is it's like a one it's gold mine, and you go on digging on it, and you will be very satisfied after conducting or completing the research. Only the right tool, right people, right time is required, and systematically it has to be done. So that's all from my side, and thank you so much. Over to Sujata madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for covering very important aspect of the entire research methodology, data collection tools and sampling, and which is like one giving 1 hour for these two things is like taking one drop from the ocean, and you have elaborated, you have explained very well both the concept to our student, bringing down at their level, and I'm very, very much sure that all of them must have understood the basics of data collection and the sampling tools. So thank you so much. And now I
Thank you so much, and
yes, ma'am.
thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Yes, our pleasure, ma'am, our pleasure. And now floor is open. If students have any question, please ask. Teachers who are there in the classroom, if students have any question, please take. Teachers who are there in the classroom, if students have any question, please take. Ma'am, we will wait for 2 minutes.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to say that market research, right? Market research is something where you do before becoming this kind of because the thing is
John, are you talking something?
they don't know what is the market. They think the
I think, ma'am, there is no right
no
now.
problem, no problem.
They have not started working on this. Just they are going and visiting the area. They have
No problem.
yeah, finalizing area which area they have to visit and all. So maybe
Yes.
actually they will start working on this. They will come across the questions, and that time we will definitely contact you. So this is actually the vision of our principal for the second year students to understand the research and information literacy thing. So now I would request our student, Mr. Neil Berut, to propose formal vote of thanks to the Madam Ashwini Kabande.
Hello, ma'am.
Neil?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the management, the principal, Dr. Sybil Thomas, teaching and non-teaching staff. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Ashwini Karvande, a distinguished member of the National Council for Teacher Education, for taking time out of her accomplished schedule to guide us in this valuable session. Ma'am, your insights, shaped by over 25 years of teaching, research, and academic leadership, have made today's topic both accessible and inspiring. You very beautifully explain sampling and related concepts along with reference sources, giving us a clear foundation for our research work. We also truly appreciate your effort to keep this session interactive by engaging students with interesting questions, multiple case studies, and real life examples using well known brands and company. This not only made the learning more relatable but also helped us connect theory with practical application. I'm confident that today's session will leave a lasting impact on the way we approach our academic work. Once again, thank you so much for your time, your clarity, and your generosity in sharing your expertise with us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us, sharing
Thanks.
your valuable insights with us. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I may leave.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so students, I am sharing the QR code for the feedback. I have already shared on the teachers group, and I am requesting teachers to share with the students so they can fill the feedback form in the classroom only, and they can leave after filling the feedback form. Teachers who are in the classroom, I have shared QR code of the feedback form on the teachers group. Kindly share that QR code with the students. I will also share link of feedback form in the Zoom meeting. Please check. I have shared feedback form link. Please fill the feedback form, students, and then give the meeting.